All right, welcome in, race fans. It is time for the Great Lakes Sim Racing Series. Got a special guest in our pre-race show with us tonight, Mr. Craig Kinzer. Craig, are you there? Craig Kinzer, are you with us?
I am.
Appreciate you being on the show tonight, man. We are watching the drivers kind of cruise around out here a little bit at Eldora Speedway, but we wanted to have you on the show, talk to you a little bit about sim racing, about real world racing, just about anything you really wanted to talk about. I know Tim talked to you earlier today, got you all hooked up with getting on the show, man. So tell us what is going on in the real world with you, and how are you enjoying your time off?
Yeah, what's going on with me is pretty well. My sixth grader has got 1 week left in school, and dealing with that most days. It takes up during the week quite a bit of time. But it's been different. Yard and the house, a little bit here and there. But that's really kind of how I've been spending this time. It's just getting to the race car here and there, but really since we got back from Knoxville, we did the car wash, did some maintenance stuff, and we just got some plans to try and maybe figure out how to help our program a little bit this week, and probably hopefully before I-55.
Yeah, I was getting ready to ask you, what is your next scheduled live event, and kind of what is your next handful, if you already know?
We're just following the outlaw schedule. Just pretty well the outlaw races in general, where it's just just the two of us right now. So whenever we get a chance for the outlaw stuff, we'll obviously be for all the outlaws. Don't know past that. Just kind of when they put their schedule up and let everybody know. They usually tell us a little bit before and give us a heads up. But pretty well just plan on running the outlaw stuff still.
Well, I got to ask you, have you been watching much of the sim racing stuff?
I have. It seems like some weeks I get to watch some of the videos live, and other ones it seems like I'm catching them a day or two after. But last week it feels like since Knoxville I've kind of been on a hiatus almost, even more, just trying to get other stuff figured out.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, I talked to Tim, and he said he had loaned you a rig, and we were looking forward to seeing you get on track with us. Did you make an attempt at getting in on the World of Outlaw stuff?
Haven't haven't as hard as I probably should have. It's definitely a tough deal, and then especially watching the Kinzer Racing Sims team as quick as those guys are. It's definitely, I sit there and watch them like, man, I'm nowhere close to where they are. I better keep practicing a little bit, but hopefully one day I'll be able to dedicate the time I need to feel like I put the right feet forward on it.
I was wondering if any of the guys in chat had a question for you, real quick. Tim, Barry, anybody got a question?
I can't
it was
hear
nice of
anything
Tim.
said, so
I got Kelly Kinzer
have to
4K.
listen on another
It's
reading.
in my living room, actually, in my house. Every once in a while, I get a chance to run a few laps here and there and tinker with stuff. It's it's just amazing. Definitely an amazing thing. It's very unique thing, and it's getting comfortable with lines, getting comfortable. There's a little things different, but trying to push yourself, that's always going to be there.
Yeah, always a challenge, and there's guys that try to make the transition from the sim world to the real world, and we've seen a few do it, especially a couple of the NASCAR guys. Dirt, I think it's going to be a little different, and you're someone that can attest, having run both. The feel in the seat of the pants is just never going to be the same, right?
I mean, at this point, I doubt it. I mean, you could talk when you start getting to if you start throwing the money situation out the window, you could probably get pretty close to it. Just throwing, all this technology just straight into your rig, they could probably get pretty close with it. But with the throwing of the G's probably is the toughest part. Feeling that a little exertion on your body is definitely going to be the toughest things. But they got data on a lot of different things, and there's a lot of smart people out there that can interpret that data and put it into a product like that makes you feel like there, and then it's not that far. It's not the same, but it's not that far off.
Well, that's good information to get from somebody who, like I said, has both sides now, in the sim world and in the real world. Other than just the G-forces, the look, everything else, pretty accurate from your driver's perspective?
I mean, it's a tough deal because obviously with the VR stuff that I've just recently had the chance to start using or to try out was it's definitely to be able to turn your head and actually see stuff like that. It's definitely different. That's for sure. But it's strapping the helmet on. It's a little different. You're always going to have the smells of methanol burning with the sprint cars, and the overall feel of stuff that goes on with that. The atmosphere of the crew guys there. That whole deal, the camaraderie of the fellow drivers. Well, not at this present time, but in past years, be able to go talk to them and chat about them all the time. But it feels like right now, staying away, like even at Knoxville, pretty well staying in your pit box the whole time.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing or currently that kind of brings it more, into the realistic is that everybody's got to keep their distance. It's easy to do when you're in the sim world. But, when we get back to real racing, is there any particular place you're looking forward to going this year?
I look forward just to being in the sprint car in general. I always like Peevely anyways, but, any track at this point, it's they're all special to me. Just being able to be fortunate enough to be racing as much as I get to. It's about anyone I get to. I was kind of disappointed on how it all worked out. I'm missing some of the tracks around you that I haven't been to. I was looking forward to, but maybe sometime down the road.
Yeah, I'm actually hoping they get to reschedule the one down at Lawton and maybe even reschedule the Outlaw Nationals down at Devil's Bowl so that we get a chance to come down there and hang out again. I had a great time, and I know that my buddy Josh Close had a great time with you last year down there, and we were looking forward to coming down and hanging out with you again. But hopefully we'll get a chance to go somewhere like a Knoxville or something like that and visit with you. I know they canceled both races at Dodge City, and so I won't get to come up there and visit with you. But, man, I always look forward to going to races and seeing all you guys there, and I hope we get to do it again very, very soon.
Well, I'm sure somewhere down the road our paths will cross again. Definitely, it was a fun time. Racing pretty good, and enjoying it with some new friends. That was definitely a good time.
Well, this is the second time that you've been here on the Dirt Racing Network with us, and so, maybe we'll invite you back again here pretty quick. If you got some free time, you can do that. Maybe come and do some racing with us or something.
Yeah, hopefully I'm going to get quick enough at some point to be able to be able to hang with you guys and actually cut some laps. But yeah, it's always nice talking to you guys. It's been feels like it's been too long, so let's not keep it as long next time. Because I really enjoyed talking to you guys. You guys got a good community there, and there hasn't been too many people from the community that I met that you don't see a passion in sprint cars in them, and it's great.
All right, it's always a pleasure to have you on. You're welcome anytime. We will definitely not wait nearly as long the next time. Thank you for being on here with us. I hope that you can tune in and watch the Great Lakes Sim Racing Series tonight, and if not, then anytime that DRN is on and you have a minute, watch us on the track, and hopefully be on the track with us on Dirt Racing Network very soon.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thank you, Craig. Craig Kinsler for us. Well, that was a lot of fun for me, guys. It is more than one time that Craig has been on the Dirt Racing Network. He was here for our 3,000 followers show about this time last year. He, Brad, Sweet, David Gravel had a great time, but that was a fun interview. Always a pleasure talking to the real drivers, and Craig is really a personable guy and a lot of fun to chat with, whether it's at the track, on the phone, or right here live. Did you guys watch that with me there?
Yeah, I watched.
Yeah, I got it in there. We couldn't hear a damn thing from him though.
Well, you got to watch the broadcast. I couldn't get everybody in that call right there on Messenger, so
That's all right.
kind of had to be
I
the
afford to pay for it. I had to just wait for a rerun.
That's right.
pay-per-view. I got to give Craig royalties off that, so we're going to have to be really careful about that. I have to apologize to the fans. I loaded the wrong title card tonight, so that makes me kind of an idiot at this point. I loaded the title card for another race in there by accident. I was working on his stuff and setting up for this one, and, well, I goofed. And so my apologies to everybody. Oh, I don't know. It's up to you. I think Dom is here. Dom, you there?
Yes, I am.
Oh, I have got to definitely turn you up. Hang on just a second. You were almost non-existent right there when you spoke. There we go. Let's try that again. Dom, you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, way better. Got me, you, and Barry. I'm pretty sure you and I and Barry will be in there. I think Tim's probably going to have to go down to race control and hang out with the officials this evening because they need his assistance.
You put me there. You want me to?
I'll move you there in a minute, man. I wanted to tell you personally, thank you for getting that whole deal set up with Craig and the deal last week with Bob. It is always fun to have guests on and chat with them pre-race, and you're making a lot happen. So a big shout out to you for everything that you're doing for the sim racing world, especially here in the dirt side, and working with DRN as much as you do, man. We love it. We appreciate it a lot.
Thank you, Tim.
No, thank you guys. Love it, man. Loving being part of it.
Ready to go back to the real track, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
we are.
No doubt about it.
Well, we got about 2 minutes of practice, Tim. We're going to send you to the official stand. Have a good one. We'll talk to you later.
Yes, sir.
And that'll leave the three of us in here about a minute and 50 seconds. Let me get a car count real quick here. Looks like we got about 33 or 34 of these 360 sprint cars. Some guys did the Tuesday night qualifier and got into here. We're going to have a bunch of the regulars. Oh, Barry, we haven't had a repeat winner. Will that happen tonight?
I don't think so. I think some of the regulars, if nothing else, are used to Eldora. So it's almost like they finally have a home track to race on.
So we will go 3 weeks, 3 winners.
I think so.
All right. Well, that'll be awesome.
So, yeah, well,
It's good when you have parity. It is very good in racing when you have parity. So that'll be fun to watch. Dom's your first time on the air with me, buddy. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, ready to go for an exciting night of racing.
awesome.
Cool. Well, we are trying to get Dom's feet wet here and get him into as many of these broadcasts as we can. And then at some point, we are just going to cut him loose and have him do most of the talking. So I appreciate him being in the booth. We got about 40 seconds. Once we run that out, guys, I will do our national anthem. I am hoping that next week we could add another phase to this. I'm not going to tell anybody what it is. We'll just wait and see if we get it. And if we do, then we'll do it as well. But our national anthem will be next. And then after that, it'll be heat race time. I'm going to say with 34 cars, we're going to have 4 heat races. And we will be set to go. I will go back post-race and change the title card on this, Barry, so that all the likes and shares get attested to the right deal. I was just really busy trying to do a whole lot of stuff around the house and do that too.
You had 2 races going at the same time.
I don't usually make this mistake, but tonight I did. So.
But I was looking at the screen and I'm thinking, no, that's Eldora.
That's somebody else. You're right. It is. All right. Practice is over. It is time for us to do our national anthem. So we will get that out of the way real quick here.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, thank you, Mr. Foley, for our national anthem. Drivers wrapping up the qualifying session. Max Stambaugh atop the pylon, Jason Nygaard, David Diller, Tyler Rankin, and Chris Verta, the top 5. We should be getting ready for heat race number 1 here just shortly. A lot of sponsors to thank: Beacon and Bridge, Advanced Heat and Air, Midland Steel, Tim Sims, Wicked Cushion Esports, Super Clean, Kistler Racing Products, Engler Machine and Tool, Campbell Performance, Specialty Fuels, Hoosier Tires, and Engine Pro all have their finger in the pie tonight, giving away a little of this, little of that. I do Hard Charger, right? Or is it Lucky Dog? Lucky Dog is Engine Pro for the Great Lakes Sim
Lucky
Series.
Dog, Engine Pro.
There's a
Next.
random draw.
Yes. Anybody but the winner.
Anybody but the winner. That's a little
So
exclusionary, sir.
wins quick qualifier. He'll win a super clean
Quick
packet.
Time Super Clean Award to Mr. Max Stambaugh, as Barry just stated. All right, now qualifying is winding down. We'll be ready for the first heat race in the session. Waiting to make sure. I do believe we will have 4. We do. We have 4 heat races on tap.
Then we'll be giving away a Hoosier Hard Charger Award at the end of the night.
Yeah, that is what is on my copy here. But right now, Kistler Racing Products Heat Race number 1, grinning out on the front stretch. On the pole, the Sim Blacks, number 71 of John Lepresto. On his outside, his brother, the Esslinger, number 157, both Team Lepresto drivers. It's Anthony Lepresto. Row 2 on the inside, the Real Geese Wicked Cushion, number 17 car out of El Raya, Ohio, Chris Verta. And on his outside, the Greg Dahlman Racing Sandbagger Sim Team number 5 out of Tampa, Florida, Mad Max Stambaugh, the pilot of that machine. Row 3 on the inside, Ziegler Motorsports, number 32, Matt Najak, Hartford, Michigan. And on his outside, the Blake Mechanical United States Air Force Sergeant MacArthur Racing out of Jackson, Michigan. It's Cameron MacArthur. Row 4 on the inside, the 24 car, Seth Zapo, and on his outside, the Smith Motorsports, number 16 out of Coldwater, Michigan, Ryan Rule behind the wheel of that one. Top 4 out of each heat race. Going to go straight to our feature. We'll run our consolation races off. We will put 24 cars in the feature, so we're going to be taking 8 out of the B main tonight. But right now, pace truck headed to the infield. It's about to get loud. Green flag in the air. John Lepresto on the throttle. He's going to lead us into turn number 1. 8 laps per heat race. Max Stambaugh jumped right on the push bar. Got a little out of shape out of 2. That's going to allow Anthony Lepresto put himself in the inside line, and he's going to take second at the line. He and Stambaugh tire to tire right there down into 1 and 2. Make it Lepresto, Stambaugh, and Verta the top 4. Chris Verta, the 3 car, the red and silver car. sitting in that final transfer spot. Good action right now for that second place. Anthony Lepresto, Mad Max, Stambaugh. Stambaugh went inside out. He's got the top side, 3 wide and 3. Now contact. Verta gets into Anthony Lepresto. That moves Lepresto back to about 5th. John Lepresto still out in front. Anthony Lepresto backwards in turn number 2. He's going to keep it facing forward. He's not going to be able to complete the heat race, but he will get the car off the track. No caution. John Lepresto with Mad Max Stambaugh closing in on the back push bar of that car. It's Chris Verta behind that. Cameron MacArthur. Sergeant MacArthur racing driver running in the 4th spot. Thought about the late slide job in turns 3 and 4. Couldn't make it work. Now he's falling into the clutches of Matt and Jack for that final spot. Still a good battle at the front. We'll watch the leaders with 2 to go right here. Stambaugh working over the backside of John Lepresto. He's got to run out of 2. Will he pull to the inside? Yes, he does. Slider coming in 3 and 4. Right back to the front. Ooh, a little bit of a blink right there. I don't know who got to the line first, but I think it was a 71 car. White flag in the air, down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. Stambaugh let it going in. He's going to win it. Max Stambaugh picks up heat race number 1 win. John Lepresto, Chris Verta, and Cameron MacArthur. Your Kistler Racing Products heat race number 1 in the books. And what an exciting one that was. If that is a precursor to anything that is going to happen tonight, we are in for one heck of a show.
Some racing there, buddy.
That looked like a lot of fun.
Yes.
All right, heat number 2, our Engler Machine and Tool heat race. On the pole, the 54 car, Matt Westfall. And on his outside, hornblasters.com out of Trenton, Michigan, is the 44 of Donald Swanson. Row 2 on the inside, the Ollie's Bargain Outlet. It's the 12 car out of Adrian, Michigan. Darren Nada behind the wheel of that one. I think it's Nida, isn't it? Nida. And on his outside, the Dirt Armada Wicked Cushion Next Gen Fab Team ABR. It's a 22 car Sir Fence-A-Lot out of Metamora, Ohio, Jason Nygaard. Row 3 inside out of Allen, Michigan, the 2 car, Joey Sutton on his outside. The Phineas Apex Ultron Test. Number 11 out of Holland, Michigan, Travis Lacombe behind the wheel. And on in the 4th row on the inside, the God Almighty Trump 2020. And I laugh every time I have to say that, and I don't care. It's just hilarious to me. Michael Summers Racing out of Warsaw, Indiana, the 18 car, Michael Summers. And starting dead on the field, the Schinderly Properties. Schinderly Motorsports, number 41 out of Berkeley, Michigan, Thomas Schinderly. Don't care what they say. I'm going to get a kick out of that every single time I see it. And I don't know what's with all the flashing that's going on right now. We must have a bad server.
Green.
But the green flag is in the air. Angler Machine and Tool heat race number 2 underway. It looks like the outside of the front row got a great jump. Now he has a problem in turn 2, and they're going to drag race down the backstretch. Sir Fence-A-Lot, Jason Nygaard, stalking in the 3rd spot. He was pushing them both down the backstretch. That time by looks like Swanson has the lead. Here comes Westfall. Slider line in 1 and 2. He takes the lead away. Now battle for 3rd. Nygaard with slight contact as they headed into 3, but they sorted out. Nygaard's got the spot. Mr. Nida there. He's going to have to settle for 4th at least for this lap. Matt Westfall is starting to get away from these guys just a little bit. He's got about 4 car lengths. Watch these guys go off of turn 2. Hey, everybody trying to get single file here. Looks like they're trying to push the cushion right up to the top of the track, down the inside. Swanson tried it in 3 and 4, couldn't get it going halfway home, heat race number 2. Westfall still leads, but Nygaard's got the outside now on Swanson, and he is just about pushing Westfall down the backstretch there. Good battle. Oh, warp. Little bit of net code contact, and Nygaard's car goes into the fence. That's going to change the running order. Westfall, Swanson, Nida, now Schinderly in that final transfer spot. 2 laps to go. Matt Westfall, 7 car lengths in front of Donald Swanson. He's going to get to the white flag first out of turn number 4. top 4 cars have broken away from everyone else. If they can keep the rubber down on the dirt, it's going to be Westfall, Swanson, Nida, and Schinderly. Oh, Nida was going to take a shot right there. He couldn't get there. Running order finishes just as I said. Heat race number 2 is in the books. We'll see the rest of these guys back in our B main in just a little bit. So look like the track's starting to single out just a little, and that'll probably go away pretty quickly here as we get ready for the Campbell Performance Heat Race number 3. On the pole, the MAK Fab and Weld, the X Machine. He's out of Fremont, Ohio. It is Mike Keegan on his outside. In the 7 Machine, that's the Tire Man sponsored ride of Samuel Witt. Row 2 on the inside, Braden Finsel. The Slammer Sports Bar, Speed Equipment, NGK Linder Digital Motorsports out of Fostoria, Ohio. And on his outside, the Alita Machine and Tool out of Alita, Ohio. It's a 1 car of David Diller. Row 3 on the inside, Terry Hendricks Auto. And number 23 out of Archbald, Ohio. Kyle Sauter behind the wheel of that. And on his outside, the 224 of Danny Sams. And in the back row on the inside, Brendan Cascaden, the 0 car. To his outside, the 28 of Jared Hortzman. So 8 more cars, 8 more laps. Once again, the top 4 go straight to our feature. What do you think of the racing this far, Dom?
Been pretty exciting. A couple good battles up front. The top 4 transfer spots have really been hot racing up front.
Well, they are getting ready to go green out of turn number 4. Why don't you get us started here for the Campbell Performance Heat Race number 3?
All right, they're making their way towards the starting line. Pace truck will pull off.
Green flag, green flag.
They're getting ready to go with heat race number 3. Green flag in the air, and we're 4 wide as we enter turn number 1.
4 wide right off the bat. Think the front row might have got a little bit of a lazy start right there. Diller went to the high side. Now he sits in third. Mike Keegan goes to the front. Fincel right behind him. Diller trying to trace in the tire tracks through 1 and 2. So they head down the backstretch. Once again, Keegan's going to throw the slider in 3 and 4. How are they going to come out of there? It's Keegan at the line right in front of Brayton Fitzell. Now they're going to trade it back and forth once again. David Diller now is working to the inside. Got the 1 car inside the 1 car. Finsel's machine staying on the top side. Diller runs on the bottom. Now he falls in behind Sam White. First caution of the night going to be Jared Hortzman. Let's go see what happened to the 28 of Jared Hortzman. Got to go back just a little further than that. He was in a battle with Danny Sams, it looks like, and then Cascaden got on the outside. I don't see. Oh, there we go. Little hot into turns 1 and 2. Got a little out of shape. When he brought the car back, it tail slapped to the left, and he found the inside fence. So that will explain what happened in that instance.
Tonight's Horseman's first night doing this.
Like period first night or first night in the series?
Well, first night in the series, but I think he's only been set up for about a week.
Well, that's what's going to happen sometimes when you're new. You know, the physics are a little bit different than a real car. I think he probably gets that thing back underneath him. Yeah, he's got to slow down. He's going to lose a bunch of spots, but he is not going to tail slap the inside wall right there. So.
No, he won the last time at Eldora. Last time I saw him at Eldora, so this is probably a little different for him.
Well, we talked with Craig about that a little in the pre-race show there about the difference between going from sim world to the real world and back and forth, and he had some very, very good insights. So the lights are off on the pace truck. 2 laps to go. It's going to be a quick shootout here. Keegan, Finsel, Diller, White, Whitty, Sam Whitty sitting there in that 4th and final transfer spot. We'll keep an eye on the 7 machine through this restart here. Green flag back in the air. Single filed it down through 1 and 2. Keegan up top. Finsel behind. David Diller got a good run. He pulled to the outside going into 3. They are going to see the white flag right here. Diller now tried to saw. That one ended. I didn't get the checkered flag till after they crossed the line. So Keegan, Finsel, Diller, and Whitty were the top 4 in that one. I didn't get the checkered flag until after they crossed. That is a little unfair, I have to admit. All right. Heat race number 4, Specialty Fuels. Heat race number 4. Gridding out here at the end of pit road. On the pole, the Walker, Simpson, Slicker, Justin Clark Racing out of Hammersville, Ohio, the 78 car. Justin Clark to his outside. The Melling, CMF Skills Gaming, Vanderpool Racing out of Parma, Michigan, the 27 car, Brad Lamberson. Row 2 on the inside, the Extreme Indoor Karting, Sandbagger Sim Team out of Clio, Michigan. It's the 29, or it's actually the 7 car, of Trevor Berry. And on his outside, the Flint Hamilton Trucking, HBM number 39 out of Coldwater, Michigan, Tyler Rankin. Row 3 inside, the Emily Oil Tuba Towels, Connor Morrell Racing out of Bradenton, Florida. That's Connor Morrell. And on his outside, the Not Enough Room, PBR and Team Bad Boy, number 127 out of Parma, Michigan, Ty Williams. And on the back row, by himself tonight, the Lakeside Pizza, CFA, White Bullet Racing out of Wayland, Michigan, the 22 car of Kevin Parker. 7 cars, 8 laps. Once again, our top 4 transfer straight to the feature. Everybody else is going to go through the consolation races. Night just clipping on by here, and we're already in our final heat race, a Specialty Fuels heat race number 4, getting ready to go green out of turn number 4.
Green, green, green.
Green laundry in the air. We are racing. Justin Clark, winner in the series, if I'm not mistaken. Did he win the first week, Barry? I think Barry's having a little bit of trouble hearing me. Justin Clark, Brad Lamberson, Trevor Berry, Tyler Rankin. Brad Lamberson sitting in the 3rd spot. We're taking a look at his car right now. He goes down to the inside, trying to use the slider line on Trevor Berry. Good crossover. Lamberson finds the outside fence. Now he's going to lose 2nd. He's going to lose 3rd. He's back to the bubble. Brad Lamberson on the bubble, 31 car. Little contact there going into turn 1. That was Connor Morrell. Morrell had to check up now. Ty Williams, 127 machine, is going to slide by him. It's the battle for the final transfer spot. They were halfway home that time by. Still Clark, Berry, Rankin, your top 3. Brad Lamberson was in 4th. Now he secures the spot away as Williams and Morrell. A little bit of contact out of 2. That's going to drop both those guys back off of the push bar of the 27 machine, at least for the time being. Up front, Clark having his way with these guys. 2 to go that time by. Justin Clark, half a second in front of Trevor Berry. Berry another 9/10 out in front of Tyler Rankin. And then it's a good 8/10 back to the battle for the 4th and final transfer spot. Ty Williams tried the slider line. White flag in the air. We're going to watch the battle for the final transfer spot here, see what these guys do. Bringing it home to the checks, it's going to be Clark, Berry, and Rankin, the top 3. Only spot in doubt is 4th, and that's going to go to Brad Lamberson. So heat races in the books. We're going to move to the C main. Got 9 cars scheduled to be in this one. On the pole, going to be the 224 of Danny Sams to his outside. You saw him in the last heat race, Connor Morrell. Row 2 on the inside, Ryan Rule. On his outside, Travis Lacombe. In the 3rd row on the inside, Brendan Cascaden. And on the outside of that row is going to be Kevin Parker. Row 4, Anthony Lepresto inside, Sir Fencelot, Jason Nygaard on the outside. And in the back row, by himself, going to be Jared Hortzman. A lot of activity, guys, in the chat tonight. I know Tim Sims putting a prize pack up for the winner. Also, we get ready to go to feature time. We're going to have the secret word. Ladies, stay tuned. Tonight is a ladies' night. We will be giving away a prize package to the ladies. First lady that responds with the secret word tonight when we announce for it in the feature. The image on the Dirt Racing Network when we posted about the race tonight. So that looks like that is what you're going to be receiving. So, ladies, be sure you are paying attention. Be ready for that.
Is that a safe word or secret word?
Ooh, we might be getting a little too racy for an adult show here.
I guess it's a secret word, right? Okay.
Secret word. Secret word. And I do not know what is going on with all this crazy blinking. I do not have connection issues. Ever.
No, I haven't seen any blinking on my end.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit here or there. All right. Don, why don't you call a little bit of this C main for us here?
Green, green, green.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, down the backstretch into turn 3. Sams, Morrell, Rule, Lacombe. That is what it looks like they're going to shake out. Got Jason Nygaard sitting in the 4th spot. He's working way high into the fence. Got a little bit of right rear help there. And Jason Nygaard. Everybody got by. I do not believe we're going to have a caution. Now caution. Out for the 22 car being backwards into the fence.
He looked like a pinball.
Yes, he did. We'll go back and quickly take a look at what happened there. This is right off the start. Nygaard, they were 3 and 4 wide, stacking it up off of 2 the first lap. It looks like he was 3 wide in turns 3 and 4. Pretty safe right here. Problems start when we get down into turn number 1. The 11 car there of Travis Lacombe in the right rear. Maybe just a little bit wider on that 11 car than Mr. Lacombe realized. And he and Jason make contact.
He tried to sneak in there against the wall.
Yeah, just enough room to get the car in, but if the other guy moves just, that much.
He bumped him and all she wrote.
That's how it's going to go. Bad night for Sir Fence-A-Lot, but I'm sure we'll see him again this week.
Sir Fence-A-Lot was in the wall a lot right there.
Oh, he's earned that nickname over the last couple of years, believe me. Jason is well aware.
Sorry about that, Roger. My camera was a little busted there. I got it going now.
All right. Well, we'll let you take over here. I think they are on the 1 to go. Going to have 7 laps left in this one.
7 laps to go here in the C main. Top 4 will move to the back of our B main. Your race leader is the 31 of Alan Morrell, followed by Danny Sams, Brandon Cascadin, and Travis Combe. That's your top 4. You're back on the gas. Green flag in the air. Alan Morrell with a good jump off the start there. Looks like Danny Sams into the wall. Battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. That's where the action is that Morrell pulls away. It's still Sams and Cascadin back there in 2nd and 3rd. Up front, Alan Morrell pulling away now by quite a length lead. 2nd and 3rd is Brandon Cascadin and Danny Sams. And you go back to Lepresto now in the 4th spot. He's holding on to that final transfer spot. Up front, it's still Alan Morrell, your race leader.
Lepresto's got a lot of company there. Kevin Parker's all over him.
Battle for 4th and 5th. That's your final transfer spot. Looks like Lacombe going to come in on the battle as well. 3 drivers there together. To the inside goes Parker. Looks like there's some contact up in front between Cascadin and Sams. Now Presto into the 3rd spot. That moves Sams back to 4th. Now he's fading back. It's still Morrell, Cassian, Lepresto, Sams, Parker. The order as they make their way around.
White flag.
White flag in the air, 1 lap left to go. Like Sams is going to hold on to it for the time being. We come around. Checkered flag will be in the air, and that's going to end it.
All right, Morrell, Cascaden, Anthony Lepresto, and Danny Sams are making the transfer through. It'll be time for our B main. We're going to get 8 cars out of this one. It's going to be Zeth Sabo on the front row with Joey Sutton on his outside. Row 2 on the inside, Kyle Sauter outside, Ty Williams. Row 3 be Matt Najak and Michael Summers inside to out. In the 4th row on the inside, Connor Morrell to his outside, his running mate in the last race, Brandon Cascade. He came home second in that C main. 3rd place in the C main, Anthony Lepresto will start inside row number 5 with Danny Sams in that final transfer spot. So 10 cars, only 2 going to get knocked out of this one. We got 16 locked in. We're going to take 24. So 8 guys going to transfer through. Looks like the track's still holding up very well tonight. A lot of grip in a lot of places. I'm seeing a couple, 3 different lines around here. If we can get a good run here, we'll try to see if we can grab a couple of onboard cameras.
The guys are liking the setup tonight, it looks like.
I did not make it to the practice session. I was too busy trying to set up some other stuff. But I did not see or hear anybody say anything about the setup at all. So I'm going to take that as a positive sign, a thumbs up. The lights are off on the pace truck. We're going green out of turn number 4. Sabo Sutton off the front row. B main.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag is in the air. We're racing. Tim Sims, B main tonight. Oh, a little bit of contact right there. That was Sutton. Sutton got Sabo. Just a little bit in turn 2. Now Sabo's going to fall all the way back to 4th. We got caution. Something happened. Maybe Brandon Cascaden. And it looks like the 0 car. Instant replay take us back. He had a little contact with Danny Sams, and then right in front of him, cars just all over the place. 18 car of Summers was sideways, and that kind of collected Cascaden, and he ends up not nearly as bad as Ty Williams. Ty Williams ended up on his lid. Now the car back up on its wheels. It looks like they're going to push him off. He's probably going to be able to continue. He is already 1 lap down.
Yeah, they were squirrely. They were all over the place, that front 3 rows.
Yeah, tough start right there. And, once you get one guy out of shape, and if he's up towards the front, it just kind of creates an accordion type effect, and those guys were all still trying to recover from it. And open wheel cars do not like touching one another.
No, they don't.
So Ty Williams will join the field at the back of the line. Looks like everyone able to continue. Williams got the wave around, but we are lights out on the pace truck, going green out of turn 4. We've completed 4 of the 12 scheduled. 8 to go, and we get the green pace truck. Heads to the infield. Green flag back in the air. Sauter quickly on the throttle, and he's going to stretch out to about 5 car lengths over Connor Morrell. Joey Sutton, Zest Sabo, Anthony Lepresto, Matt Najak, Brendan Cascaden, and Michael Summers. Now Danny Sams around Summers on the inside. Summers takes it back on the high side. That's your final transfer spot. Sams at 224. Summers finds the outside fence. I think that car's probably finished. That puts Danny Sams on the bubble. Right now he sits in a Ty Williams. While still running, that car looks like it could be injured. And he is not up to full song, but we got a battle at the front for the lead. Sauter, slide job in 3 and 4 around Morrell. Connor Morrell trying to take it back with a slider in 1 and 2. Side by side in turn 3. They're going to come off the corner. They touch. Both cars into the fence in front of the field. This is going to bring out a caution.
All right, man. Caution is out.
We were watching live when that happened. That is not a good situation. We'll go back and watch these two side by side, and Sauter went with the slide job, brought the car across the track a little late. Morrell was already there, right rear end of the left front. And that's going to send the 2 car of Kyle Sauter on an emergency run right down the front stretch, upside down and backwards. And it's going to now it's going to shake up the front of this thing quite a bit too. LaPresto, Sutton, Morrell, Sabo, Najak, Cascaden, Sams, and now Ty Williams involved in incident number 1. He sits in the 8th and final transfer spot. Kyle Sauter, I don't know how that car is back on the track, but it is. It is missing a couple of parts, but it is back out there.
Well, they had the wings sitting there. They had a front end sitting there. They had everything sitting there, so he's good to go.
I thought maybe he just rolled in and crawled into a backup car, and they just pushed him right back out.
That was a lot cheaper flip than it would have been in real life.
Yeah, in real life. If they're lucky, they might have got to save the engine out of that car. Maybe.
Oh, my goodness.
Everything else would have, well, maybe the seat. Probably could have saved the driver's seat. The rest would have just been junk.
Last time I saw Kyle Sauter was leading the race at Eldora going into turn 1 and went high and ran out of room and hit top wall, and that was not a pretty picture. We all held our breath.
Yeah,
That's
I would
what it
imagine
reminded me
so.
of when I saw him bouncing down the road there.
It looks like we are probably about to finish this thing. Let me take a quick peek down here. Coming out of 3 and 4. I think the lights are still on the pace truck. And we're going to roll this thing to the finish behind the safety vehicle. It's going to be LaPresto, Sutton, Morrell, Sabo, Najak, Cascaden, Sams, and Ty Williams making the transfer to the feature. We got 24 cars lined up for this thing. Let's get ready to pay some bills. They have got a practice session going up. We'll pay the bills here at the Dirt Racing Network real quick while we take a break. You guys watch this.
Got a country swagger, keep the music turned up and got blues like Haggard. You can find us hanging out every night. It's a little bucked up, but we're all alright. Don't hurt the drain. Hey, let me hear you sing that I do what I want, do what I please, and all the bartenders let me drink for free. Everybody knows my name, and to me, you know it's just a game. Well, I get on stage and give the fans my heart, 'cause thanks to them, I'm a big old star. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard. It's a day in the life of a hillbilly rock star. Hillbilly rock star.
All right. Big shout out to Tim and Tim Sims helping us get pre-race talent on so that we can have a nice, little talk about sim racing, real racing, whatever it may be. Had Craig Kinzer on with us this evening, and a big thank you to Craig for joining us. We got a little under 3 minutes here in the warm-up session, guys. I'm going to ask one at a time. I'm going to start with Barry. Who's going to win this one tonight here at Eldora?
Well, I think Max Stamball's due. likes his track. And you got Keegan and Clark up there too, and Trevor Berry. But I think tonight it's either going to be Max Amball or Trevor Berry.
Oh, so you're hedging your bet a little bit, is what you're saying.
Well, obviously I'm hedging.
Well, you stole one of my two. I was going to say if I can't pick Mad Max, I am going to probably go with Mr. Keegan just because he has been extremely consistent the last few weeks everywhere that I have seen him. And I just feel like if Max don't get it done, it'll probably be Keegan. Dom, you've been watching for a while now with these groups. Who do you think's got a shot at picking this thing up tonight?
Well, you guys stole the guys I was going to say. I was either going to say Stambaugh or Barry. So I have to think about this one for a minute. Let's see. I don't know.
Finsel's a good choice.
Finsel? All right, I'll go with Finsel.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you, if I was going to hedge my bet like our counterpart over here did, I would say Braden Finsel would probably be my second pick, but I'm just going to go with the one since he stole Max. I think Finsel's got a really good shot. I race with Braden a lot, and I race with him here at this track a lot, and he's one of the guys I think's got a really good shot at picking this thing up too. I don't say Clark is out of it, but in his heat race, I watched him run very well. But now we're going to have 23 other cars chasing him down, and about 8 or 9 of those guys I know have just as much speed, and I think he's going to be fighting to hold on to any position that he can get to.
Well, see, Keegan and Rick already won a race with us. So if I want to keep a streak going with a new winner,
You got to go with Max.
That's right.
That's right. You got to go. And that's who I was going to go with to try to keep that streak alive. And since you took him, now I'm going to go repeat. I think Lamberson might have a shot, too, if he can settle in and let the track kind of come to him. He's pretty good here. And Brad's got a good shot at picking this thing up, too. So we got about 5 guys I think really have a very, very legitimate shot. And there's probably 12 or 15 guys that honestly have a shot if everything falls their way in this race.
Right. And for the record,
Yes.
Max is from Elida.
Elida, not Alita.
And
Elida.
Trevor Berry is from Lio.
I mean, why do y'all have such weird names up there?
Well, they're not really weird. I mean, just north of Lima is Caro.
We could probably say that one. Like the
Caro
syrup. Yeah.
But it's pronounced like Cairo, Egypt.
Oh, boy.
So you just have to learn them, Roger.
You know what? It'll take a few weeks, and eventually we'll get them all down. But if everybody bears with me.
I couldn't keep my mouth shut. I listen to you butcher up Elita or however you were saying it, and I just couldn't hold it back anymore.
Well, it's all good now. We'll try to get it right. Let's get ready to run down our starting lineup here on the pole. Going to be Mad Max. Stand by to his outside. Going to be Matt Westfall. Row 2 will be Mike Keegan on the inside, Justin Clark on the outside. So, man, all these guys are starting at the front right here. We've all picked these guys. Row 3 inside, John Lepresto on his outside, Don Swanson. Braden Finsel inside row number 4 with Trevor Berry on the outside of that row. Chris Verda is inside row 5. Darren Nida on his outside. Row 6 inside, David Diller. Outside, Tyler Rankin. Row 7 going to be Cameron MacArthur. Outside, Thomas Schinderly. Inside the 8th row, Sam Whitty on the outside, Brad Lamberson. In the 9th row on the inside, Anthony Lepresto and Joey Sutton will be on the outside of that row. In the 10th row is going to be Connor Morrell with Matt Najak on the outside of that row. Zeth Sabo inside of row number 11 with Brendan Cascaden on the outside. And on the final row, Danny Sams inside, Ty Williams sneaking through from the B main. He starts position number 24. Plenty of laps to get this thing done. Track should widen out. We should start to see 2 and 3 lane racing. These guys probably just going to be a little careful right here at the very start, I would imagine. A lot of fuel in the tanks. A little bit slick out there. We'll see how they do.
Get that first lap done.
First 2 or 3, and I think they'll get right through it. But the green flag is in the air. Stambaugh wasting no time, goes straight to the bottom. He'll come out of turn 2 with a scant lead over Westfall. Clark right in behind that was on the high side, and then Keegan. Lepresto, Finsel, and Swanson in behind. They're 3 and 4 wide back here at about 8th, 9th, and 10th. And our first caution, 3-car. Chris Verda was slow on the backstretch for whatever reason. He was still sitting there from the previous lap. We'll go back. We'll watch Verda and see. This is the initial start. It had to happen going down the backstretch on the initial start here. He's got David Diller right behind him. Watching the red car there. Oh, he and Diller, a little bit of contact. He gets out of shape. Ooh, hard shot with the left side into the fence.
I think he broke a Jacobs ladder there.
Probably so. Hard enough hit.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he is going to head to the back of the field.
He's got plenty of time, though. Chris is a good driver.
Very smart driver. Doesn't try to put himself in really bad positions very often. Doesn't take too many chances. So we should see this work out for him. Right now, it is Stambaugh, Westfall, Clark, Keegan, Lepresto, Finsel, Swanson, Berry, Nida, and Rankin, the top 10. Well, you know what? We're at caution. We got a minute here. So, ladies, first lady that puts the keyword, the secret word in, that word is down and dirty. I will ask you, I will name you by name, and I will get you to give me the info that I'm requiring. I'll tell you how to do it here in just a minute, but I am watching to see who puts the keyword in tonight. Ladies only, please. These guys are going to go back to green. Oh, there we go. Lisa Connor Clark. If you would go to the Dirt Racing Network page on Facebook, send me a private message with your address. I will respond to let you know that I have it. And we will get you your Tim Sims Down and Dirty Racewear prize pack. But we are back to green flag racing in Stambaugh. Jump to about an 8-car length lead out of turn number 2. Westfall got his hands full with Clark and Keegan right behind. John Lepresto, another guy that has a shot to win this thing, the 71 car. He sits there in the 5th spot, Finsel right behind that. The 1 car in 6th, Trevor Berry closing in on these front 6 cars right here. It looks like 2 lines coming in to play right now. The middle, very good. The top side, just about equal. I don't see anybody necessarily down on the bottom. Maybe the 4 car back here, Cameron MacArthur. He worked the bottom and he passed up Sam Whitty. At the front, Lepresto goes slider line on Westfall. Westfall got out of shape there, out of 4. He's going to lose a couple of spots, and we're going to have caution once again. I do believe this might be Darren Nida. We'll go take a quick peek at what happened to the 7N car. Down into 1 and 2, goes all the way to the high side, and he put the right rear end to the fence, knocked the rear end right out of the car, and he tumbles.
Yeah, need to go in the pit. What's that?
Oh, yeah, he's going to have to go in on the hook. He's going to make that trip on the hook for sure. Their rear end was hanging out at about a 30-degree angle right there.
Darren was one of our lucky racers that went out to Oklahoma last weekend and raced.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't able to make any of the trips. We got a little bit busy and decided to stay at the house. Or I was going to go try to pick that show up. So, and then they rained everything out this weekend, which is even more sad.
Well, it's how you look at it. I was actually happy that it rained this weekend because I didn't feel quite as guilty that we weren't racing. Somehow a rain out sounded better than not being able to race.
Yeah, but we were supposed to race here, so it really made me sad. I was ready to go. They were going to have wing sprints, wingless sprints, mini stocks, and modifieds, and I was ready to see some good racing.
Now you're just rubbing it in.
Yeah. All right. I think the lights are out on the pace truck. We're going green out of turn number 4. 6 complete of 35. Still plenty of racing to go. Stambaugh, Clark, Westfall, Keegan, and John Lepresto, our top 5. Braden Finsel, Trevor Berry, Donald Swanson, Brad Lamberson, and Tyler Rankin still the top 10. Tricky little Eldora. Woo! Stanbaugh got on the gas early in. The flag man said, I like it. Let's go racing. Green flag. Westfall in the third. He had his hands full for a split second with Keegan, but they got away from turn 2. A little bit of a gap now. Caution on the speedway again. Is this Cameron MacArthur getting away slow down the backstretch? 4 car. Out of turn 2, up the hill. A little bit of help. He got some help back there. He got kind of spun. The car rolls back over. It looks like he had help from another car. We're waiting to get everybody kind of lined out here. Not sure whose car that was that got him. Maybe Sabo? I do believe that was Sabo's car that got in too. MacArthur's car. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. So Seth Sabo going to be the first retiree this evening. Still 23 cars on the track, all on the lead lap. We will get down here single file. Ready for the restart. Lights are off on the pace truck. Good, healthy gap between that pace truck and Mr. Stanbaugh, so he can give us a good start out of turn 4 once again. Well, Michelle, I have a multi-chat up, and it gets all of the pages and all of my Twitch and all of my YouTube, and Miss Connor Clark came through on the multi-chat first. Apologize for that. All right, Max Stanbaugh gets us restarted. We stay green through 3 and 4. Clark second. Westfall's falling back to third. Mike Keegan now trying to put some pressure on the 54 car of Matt Westfall. John LaPressa right behind that. Trevor Berry. Braden Finsel battle in there for 5th and 6th. Caution again. Looks like the monster at Eldora is starting to rear its ugly head. 41 car. Schinderly upside down. Let's go see what happened to Thomas. I'm getting the weirdest warps right now. That is just craziness. He gets a little bit of help getting turned right there. I do believe that might have been the 32 car of Najak that helped him get turned around. So things getting a little bit physical here. Working on caution number 4. Still going to have about 26 laps to go in this one. Stanbaugh, Clark, Westfall, Keegan, LaPresto, the top 5. Finsel, Barry, Swanson, Lamberson, and Rankin is still our top 10. I wish I could understand why this is doing this.
Yeah, mine's joined in now too.
Yeah, it is not any. It's got to be some kind of internet issue. So maybe we're taking a hop through a bad place where there's having some nasty weather. Real quick, I had to turn on a monitor real quick. Sorry about the blank screen for just a split second there, but I turned on a monitor to see if it was a temperature issue, and it is not. But Stanbaugh's back on the throttle. We're back to racing. Working a lap number 10 of 35. And we have got a major mess up in the running order. iRacing's DNC gremlin has now shown up. As my top 10 are all out of whack. I know it's Stanbaugh, Clark, Westfall, Keegan, and LaPresto running in the top 5. The admins are going to have some work if we catch another caution here, because it has got those guys running 17th through 23rd. And that is incorrect as we watch Max Stanbaugh lead this thing. Stambaugh out in front. And caution once again. Ever feel like you should have just stayed in bed?
Every once in a while, yes.
Yeah, I'm having that right this second. Looks like the overlays want to go down.
I'm getting that same feeling I do in a real race when you start getting too many cautions.
Right.
I'm standing there with my arms open looking at the guys saying, come on, guys.
We can do better.
They race so well in the heats, in the C and B main.
They had to make up for all the cautions we didn't have earlier.
There you go. So what you're saying is I should get at the overall night's average. Not that they all happened now.
Yeah, but the pay window didn't open up until we got to this last 35 laps.
That's right.
All right. Lights off on the pace truck. Still Stambaugh. Now Keegan, Finsel, then Barry. Clark is fifth. Lamberson, Westfall, Swanson, Morrell, and Sutton sitting in our top 10. Waiting to get the restart. Still 22 laps to go. Stambaugh back on the throttle. Good start for him. Brings us back to green. Single file all the way back through the top 10 when they cross the line. Keegan about 8-9 car lengths back now out of turn 2. He's got Braden Finsel right behind him. Finsel used the slider line. He takes second away. Move Finsel to second. Keegan to third. Barry's right there now. Barry trying to make a run on the inside of the X machine. He's going to use the slider line in 3 and 4, and he'll take third away. Move Keegan back to position number 4. X car slowly starting to go backwards in this field. Now he's back around Barry. That's an easy crossover. Top 2 getting away. Stambaugh half a second over Finsel. Finsel's got about a half a second over Barry. That's the best battle on the track. Barry finds the outside wall down the front stretch. Caution on the speedway. Is that? No, it is not Ty Williams. Was not Cameron MacArthur. It could have been Danny Sams. He's getting away pretty slow. Let's take a quick look and see if it is Mr. Sams. It was not. It was behind that. I believe it was Tyler Rankin. 39 machine was having a bit of an issue. Just see what happened to Tyler. Down through 1 and 2 this time. He slid across the track. Oh, he clipped the right front into the left rear of Sams. That was why we saw Sam slow a little bit. He had to grab the car back up.
Bounced off that left rear.
Yep. Open wheel cars touching each other. That's a big no-no.
Yep.
So right at halfway here. Still Stambaugh, Finsel, Barry, Keegan, Clark, Lamberson, Westfall, Swanson, Morrell, and Lepresto. Anthony Lepresto in the top 10.
Well, we got our first choice up front. Got our 2 wild cards right behind him.
That is correct. You and Dom looking pretty good. I'm sitting back here in 4th right now. So, and I think your hedge was right there in 3rd, right? Mm-hmm. All the bases are covered is all I heard out of that whole deal. All right, here we go back to green. Stambaugh waited just a little longer than he has been to get that restarted, and Finsel was right on time with him. Top side out of 2. Finsel Running second, Barry third. Caution behind these guys again. And now the boss is really going to step out on the track and throw his arms out and go, hello. That might have been the 44 car of Swanson. Swanson was in about 8th or 9th. He had a little bit of contact with Morrell right there. He's trying to avoid stuff with Westfall that happened in front of him. Ends up getting tipped and turned over, and they got that car back on its wheels. So I believe he is going to be able to continue. He's all the way at the back. They ran him through the work area real quick, put everything back together. Looks like the front wing still maybe just a little bit bent on that one. Okay, so just past halfway. Stambaugh, Finsel, Barry, Keegan Clark, Lamberson, Westfall, Swanson, Morrell, and Anthony Lepresto. We're going to be going green out of turn number 4. Keep our eyes right back here. Stambaugh starts us deep in turn 3. Green flag back in the air. Finsel settles into second. Barry into third. Keegan fourth. And then Justin Clark sitting in fifth. Everybody pretty much single file till we get back here to Nida. He had company on the inside. Lepresto took the 71 machine to the bottom. Nida missing the front wing on that car. That David Diller out of shape out of 2, and that's going to let Lepresto slide by him, move Lepresto into the 9th position. Diller back to 10th. Connor Morrell's car slow on the inside. I think Morrell may be a lap or more. Two laps down is what I'm seeing. Well, Max Stambaugh still 0.4 of a second out in front of Braden Finsel. Trevor Berry right there. Finsel got the wall out of 2. Berry now slides around into the 2nd spot. Finsel back to 3rd. Keegan all over Finsel. Finsel might have damaged that car. He hit the outside wall. He does it again. One car, Braden Finsel, not liking the high side right now, especially in 1 and 2, and he's back to 4th. Keegan is 3rd. Barry 2nd. Max Stambaugh all the way out to a 1.1 second lead. Finsel tried the slider line on Keegan, and the caution came out. That will be reversed. Let's see, is Tyler Rankin in this one again? He certainly is.
He's done.
Go see what happened to the 39 car. He's okay out of 2, gets out of shape just a little. And he put the right rear back into the outside fence, and he backs it into the turn 3 wall. And that will set us up.
He'll feel that one in the morning.
Yeah, he won't have any fun with that one.
No.
So getting close to the 10 to go mark. We greatly appreciate everybody taking their time on a Sunday evening to tune in to the Dirt Racing Network, watch the Great Lakes Sim Racing Series. Hope you are enjoying the show. Congratulations to Lisa. Connor Clark on picking up the Tim Sims Ladies Night Prize Pack. I remind her again, if she would drop by the Dirt Racing Network page over on Facebook, send us a private message giving us her address. I will pass that along to the shipper, and I will confirm via PM back to you that I have it, and it has been passed along, and it'll be a few days, and you should receive your package. All that we ask is that you post a picture when you get it. Thank the sponsors. They do a lot to keep sim racing and especially help keep the Dirt Racing Network Great Lakes Sim Series going. Without the sponsors and the drivers, there's nothing for the fans to watch, and without the fans, there's nothing for the drivers to do. So we try to keep everybody going and everybody happy. Green flag being displayed again. We're back underway. 11 laps to go. Barry, you were going to mention something?
No, I'm good.
I thought you were getting ready to mention something right there. Good action for third. Keegan and Finsel. Finsel now into the fence. That may seal the deal. He may not be able to hang on to that battle. He's going to lose a spot to Lamberson. Here comes the 27 car.
You called that one, too.
Brad Lamberson, if he can keep himself square and clean, he'll come to the front. I have seen him do it many times here at Eldora.
I've seen him do that many a times at I-96.
Good run for the 27 machine. Keegan in front of him. Stambaugh. Not as big a lead now over Trevor Berry. Berry keeping it close. 7 car. About 3/10 of a second. Coming down to 7 to go this time. We're watching the battle for the lead. Through turns 1 and 2. They'll come right at us down the backstretch here. Stambaugh, Barry, Keegan, Lamberson, and Anthony Lepresto. Anthony Lepresto, good drive for the 157 car. He started deep in this field. Came in through the B main. He has worked his way into the top 5. Finsel back to 6th. Cascaden and then John Lepresto 8th. Justin Clark and David Diller rounding out the top 10. We are down to 5 laps to go. Stambaugh now starting to stretch it out just a little bit. Picked up a couple. Yeah, Lee picked up a couple of more car lengths, and it looks like Barry was getting a good run out of 2. Yeah, finding where to keep that right rear and stick it in the good stuff. He is starting to close that gap again. You see Stambaugh going in a little bit lower than he has been. Caution, and that's going to close things up. Started to get into lap traffic there. I'm not even sure. MacArthur? No, MacArthur was the lap car. Finsel. This time it was Braden Finsel. Let's go see what happened. He came out of turn 2 and cut right down on Connor Morrell. Yeah, that is definitely what is going to happen when you make that move. These open wheel cars, we mentioned it a couple of times. They do not like to touch tires.
No, that took care of Finsel right there.
Yeah, that definitely took care of Braden. It's kind of like the old Ghostbusters thing. Don't cross the streams. When you're racing sprint cars, do not touch tires. Just don't do it.
No.
It's a really bad idea. All right. Let's see if our top 10 looks right. It's Stambaugh, Barry, Keegan, Lamberson, Lepresto. 4 laps to go.
4 laps to go.
Yep. And then it's going to be behind Anthony Lepresto, John Lepresto, Brendan Cascaden, Justin Clark, Donald Swanson, and David Diller making up the top 10. So lights off on the pace track. We got 4 laps to complete this one.
I have faith in these guys. They can finish it out.
All right, we are ready to go green. That pace truck is about to make the hard left turn. Mad Max Stambaugh. 4 laps to go brings us back to the green flag. Trevor Berry hot on his heels. Mike Keegan right in behind that. Brad Lamberson and Anthony Lepresto in behind that. These guys starting to get just a little bit of a gap in between each car. We'll see if Barry's got anything late. 2 to go this time by. Less than 5 car lengths separate first and second. Stambaugh in through the middle. Up to the top side out of turn 4. Barry almost caught the fence there. Oh, no. We're going to have a 1-lap shootout. They weren't to the line. Had the leader made it across the start-finish line, that flag would be irrelevant. I'm not even sure who that was because they got the car turned around quick enough that I don't show anybody stopped on track.
Well, it's good for Trevor and good for Keegan, but not good for Max.
Well, late race restarts can either be a godsend or they can be holy hell honestly.
Yep. He's had some good starts, so he just needs to do it one more time.
He is timing them up different just about every single time. I mean, he has started way back in the middle of the corner. He waited until we were right up on the pace truck. So he is doing everything in the book to try to keep these guys on their left foot the whole time. I think that may be a little bit of it, too, that he is sizing up who's behind him.
I think he's not as familiar with them.
So we are likely to get the 1 to go signal right here. 1 lap shootout. A single lap to decide. Round 3. Great Lakes Sim Racing Series. Right here from Eldora. Max Stambaugh, Trevor Berry, Mike Keegan, Brad Lamberson, and Anthony Lopresto are the top 5 as we get ready to go back to green. Stambaugh, good timing on that one. I think he caught Berry just a little bit asleep. He's got 5 car lengths heading into turn number 1. Keegan all over Berry. 3 and 4 for the final time. Mad Max Stambaugh is going to break the cap. He's going to pick up the win. Trevor Berry second. Mike Keegan third. Lamberson, Lopresto, your top 6.
That's great. Max and Trevor and Brad Lamberson are regulars with us. It's nice to see all 3 of them up front there with Keegan and Lopresto.
So we will get those 3 squared away, get them up in here. Have a little chat with him. Stambaugh breaks through and wins tonight. He makes it 3 different winners in a row. All right, let's get this all set up right here. We will grab our drivers. There is Max.
There's a
Mike,
good shot on the front stretch.
And Trevor Berry. All right, let's talk to Mike Keegan. Mike Keegan, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. 3rd place tonight. A pretty tough battle all night long. You kept the car up at the front, man. Talk to us about the track tonight and this battle that you had to come home 3rd.
Yeah, that was pretty technical. I didn't think it was that good of an idea to reset the track, to be honest, because then the slider in 3 and 4 was where you had to be, and that just makes it real hard to pass. But towards the end, I was kind of trying to find somewhere else to run, and I was figuring some stuff out, but didn't have enough really time. So we come home 3rd, and that's good. I'll take it.
Well, I got to ask you, with the number of cautions that we encountered here, and Eldora is, semi-famous for that on iRacing, having a lot of cautions. How hard is it to get in rhythm, and does that play a factor in some of the choices that you're having to make to try to get around guys?
Yeah, it makes it pretty hard to try different stuff because the moment you get out of line is the moment you can get freight trained. So I really wish we didn't have that many cautions, so we could have maybe got spaced out and I'd have been able to try stuff a little earlier. But yeah, Eldora's usually around the top. But yeah, the slider line in 3 and 4 was where to be. So we'll take a 3rd and go on to next week.
You got anything, Barry?
No, I was happy to see you stay up in there. You got around Fensel, and he was having problems with the wall, and then it looked like you fell back a little bit. Didn't have anything for Trevor, but there at the end, those cautions kind of help you stay right up in there. So I was happy to see you finish top anyway.
Yeah, me and Braden had a good battle, but yeah, towards the end, I felt like I was learning some stuff that them guys weren't wanting to move, and I was kind of trying some things, and I felt like I was kind of gaining on them. But with only a few laps to go, it's hard to really get anything going. So we'll take it.
Well,
Podium any.
I got to admit to you, Max, I picked you to win this and be a repeat, so I probably jinxed you, buddy. I'm sorry about that. But why don't you tell us who's helping you get it done out here, and we'll let you celebrate a hard-earned 3rd place run tonight.
Yeah, I got to thank Team SETI, all my Team SETI teammates, Third Armada, MAK Fab and Weld, Barry for putting this together, and then Roger, you for broadcasting.
All right, Mike. Congrats again, and thanks for chatting with us. Look forward to seeing you later this week, buddy.
All right,
Have
thank
a good
you.
week, Mike.
Thank you.
Third place finisher, Mike Keegan. Let's move on to Mr. Trevor Berry in second. Grab him up here real quick. Trevor, you there?
I got you. You got me?
I got you, sir. Great run tonight. You were a hedge pick for Mr. Marlowe this evening. If Max didn't win, he thought you might. You come home second right behind Max, man. Talk to us about the run and this great podium finish.
Yeah, it was a tough race. A lot of yellows. It kind of, I know we had a little malfunction with resetting the track there and kind of made it where it's one lane. Later on, you'd kind of top 1 and 2, slider 3 and 4, so there wasn't much you could do. You were just hoping the guy in front of you would make a mistake.
Yeah, but you don't want him to make a mistake when you're right on top of him, and we did see a little bit of that. Tell us, all the restarts late in the race, and you're trying to make a move on Max there. How difficult is it not knowing when he's going to go and trying to decide, what am I going to do on this restart to try to gain an advantage?
Yeah, he changed up the restarts like every time, so you couldn't really time it. He was doing a good job getting it in the moisture, and I mean, they're pretty strict on us not laying back and whatnot, so you really have a hard time timing it. It was pretty much all under his control, and I knew the one time I had a shot at him, I screwed up on the cushion on exit, and that was all it was. The late yellows kind of killed my momentum.
Well, still a fantastic run there. Go ahead, Barry.
Yeah, I was just going to say it's nice to have you back up in the podium, Trevor. You were a little deeper than I thought. I was having a hard time getting the lineups in time, but I knew you'd be challenging up front. I knew Keegan would be there, but I was really pushing for 3 different wins, 3 different winners. So I've got you picked next week. I'll just tell you that right now. I've got you picked for the win next week. That way we'll have 4 in a row.
Well, I hope I can get that done for you.
Counting on it, buddy.
All right, man. Well, tell us who's helping you get it done out there, and we'll let you go celebrate a hard-earned second-place run.
Well, I want to thank Extreme Indoor Kart Racing. He's helped me out a ton over my racing career, and I know he's struggling right now with this coronavirus deal, and I know he's watching tonight. I want to thank my Sandbagger sim team, David, Max, and Chad. Max and them came up and helped Kenny out a little bit last week, and really appreciate that. So I want to thank my parents also, and Andrea's Pace Styling Salon. Other than that, we'll give her to Max because he dominated tonight.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us, buddy. Look forward to seeing you later on this week.
Thanks,
guys.
Trevor. Have a good week.
Trevor Berry, your second-place finisher. We will grab Max Stambaugh, get him in here. Max, you there, buddy?
Yep, you hear me?
All right, man. Well, you break through tonight. You make it 3 for 3. 3 different winners, 3 different week, man. Talk to us about this race tonight. You dominated this thing.
Oh, it was pretty good. A lot of yellows tonight. Some people just driving a little over their heads, but you're gonna have that. It's early in the year yet. Other than that, pretty good.
Yeah, it looked like the track went through just a little bit of a transition, and Trevor said you guys had a little bit of a trouble with the track work, the reset, that it didn't quite go through right. How does that change your mindset, knowing that this track is going to go slick and it's going to end up being pretty much a one-lane track at some point? How do you prepare for that as you get ready to go for that A-main?
Well, actually, this week, Dolman and me watched a bunch of videos of him sliding himself at Eldora back in the day. So I kind of figured I'd run the slider line in 3 and 4, and Dolman really showed me how to pedal the car on real life. So I took that into here, and there we are.
Well, you're just going to beat that horse to death, aren't you?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Dolman's my buddy, so I know he's watching tonight, and it's just fun because he'd like to be on here racing and stuff like that, but he's my buddy.
Well, I'm glad you're getting Greg involved. I figured he was too old to start this, but I'm glad you're working with him because and then he's watching. Greg's had a lot of seat time, but I picked you to win, Max. I figured you had enough real time at Eldora, and the way you've been running, I figured you'd figure a way to win it tonight, and you sure did. Nice job.
Thank you.
I got to ask you, man, all the restarts through the whole event, especially there towards the end, how many more restart tricks did you have up your sleeve?
I was about tapped out there, I think. You know, you got to time it up. You know how it goes, Roger. You go early, you go late. You got to think when you're going to get better. So there towards the end when I got slick, I just figured we'd go late and make sure I got in the moisture.
It looked like you were doing a fantastic job, man. And who's helping you get it done? We'll let you celebrate a fantastic victory tonight.
I just, want to thank Sam Bagger Sim Team, David and Trevor Berry. You know, they're big team members for us. Would like to thank Greg Dahlman Racing, Steve Irwin. That's about it. So just want to thank, Barry for putting this on and putting a little deal together for us to go racing.
All right, man. Well, congratulations again. We look forward to talking to you later this week, hopefully here on the Dirt Racing Network and one of the other series. And if not, right back here again next Sunday, buddy.
Thanks, man. See ya.
Have a good week, Max.
Max Stambaugh, your winner tonight. Let's run through our final results. Stambaugh wins it. Trevor Berry was second. Mike Keegan third. Brad Lamberson in fourth. John Lepresto comes home in fifth. Anthony Lepresto sixth. Brendan Cascaden in the seventh spot. Eighth to Justin Clark. Ninth, Donald Swanson. David Diller was 10th. 11th, Joey Sutton. Matt Najak in the 12th spot. Sam Whitty in the 13th with Chris Verda. 14th. 15th was Ty Williams. Danny Sams was 16th. 17th, Cameron MacArthur. 18th, Darren Nida. Matt Westfall, 19th. Connor Morrell was 20th. Braden Finsel finishes 21st. Tyler Rankin, 22nd. Thomas Schinderly, 23rd after a bad rollover for him. And Zeth Sabo rounded out the field. 3 in the books, Barry. Is it going according to plan?
Yeah, I mean, there's some little bugs that for us all, but it is. It's been the heat races and have been great, and really the racing is good and the features too. It's just when you put 24 cars out there, just like in real life, things happen in the back, and that's just part of it. There's no way to get around that. But I think the racing's been great. I could tell it's good because I get just as worked up emotionally, like when the cautions come out and when things happen. I just have to remember at the end of the day, it's a game, and we're just doing it to have fun.
So I heard I get more gray hairs watching this, just like I do when I go to the track in real life.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have got my hair last week because I looked in the mirror this morning and I got more gray coming in than I ever did, so I probably shouldn't have cut it.
Right. Well, I think as these guys spend a little more time racing each other together, especially the regular drivers, that they kind of figure out more how each other races, where to be, when to be there, and the racing will clean itself up. It takes a little bit of time, so things will get better as we go along. I'm looking forward to seeing these guys again next week. Where do we go next week? I didn't look at the schedule.
Oh,
bad host, right? Yeah, I know.
Yeah, bad promoter on my part. I guess I didn't.
I'm not sure, but either way, it'll get posted up at some point during the week, and the guys will be running their qualifier on Tuesday night. Lernerville. Oh, there's a great one.
Lernerville. We'll go to Pennsylvania next week.
That'll be a lot of fun to go watch. But, like I said, I think these guys are going to get a little bit better as we go along, and, once they figure out how each other races. And since this is going to go on for just a little bit longer here, we're going to see at the end of the season, racing is going to be fantastic, and the championship probably be decided in the last night.
Oh yeah, I mean we're adding in some of our regulars right now. I mean Ryan Rule last week was his first week, and Jared Horseman jumped in tonight. Dan McCarron, I think he's probably on his way back from Florida. I think he raced down in Florida this weekend. But we got guys still coming in, so they're going to have a learning curve here. But up front, the racing has been really good.
Well, it'll like I said, it's going to get better, man. I've seen this for a long time, and it does get better, especially when you got guys, like Barry and Stambaugh and Keegan in here showing these guys how to get it done. So it's going to get really good. Real quick, I wanted to congratulate Lisa on picking up the prize pack. Please do not forget to go by and send me the private message over on the Dirt Racing Network Facebook page. I will get right back to you to confirm that we have it, and we'll get that mailed right out to you. But that is going to wrap it up for us here tonight. Great Lakes Sim Racing Series Week 3 in the books. Max Stambaugh was your winner. For myself, Mike Peterson at the Dirt Racing Network, we appreciate everybody tuning in, guys. Until the next time, keep it dirty, everybody. Good night.